Okay, welcome everyone. This is Julie White from Pennsylvania with LifeVantage. And so excited to have you guys all on here tonight. We're having a special training tonight, and I appreciate you guys all just being flexible with the time change of from 8 to 8:30 Eastern, and also just doing a solid hour of training tonight. So this is going to be awesome training. Please have your notebooks handy because you're going to want to take some notes, and I am going to record this. So we will also have that to, go back and check over. So make sure that you're concentrating and getting everything that Laurie is going to be sharing with us tonight, because you can always go back and listen to the recording as well. So with that, I'm going to introduce Laurie. And Laurie Charette is the proud mom of two amazing daughters. She's originally from Florida. She was subjected to the 2010 economy crash that left her life devastated, losing everything. Trying to find work, she landed in South Dakota, and that's where LifeVantage found her. As a serial entrepreneur, Laurie has owned a few small traditional businesses in the past, but she has never participated in network marketing. For her, partnering up with LifeVantage was simply starting a new business, and she was super passionate about that, and she is even more so today. When she first learned about LifeVantage, she knew it was a game changer and has reached the elite ranks of the company. Today, she is massively grateful for the miracle that came into her life. And Laurie currently resides in Colorado, and her drive and her passion for life fuels her as she is on a mission to impact others by sharing the gift and opportunity of LifeVantage, as it has totally changed her stars, and it has for all of us as well. And you guys are in for a real treat because she is very passionate and knowledgeable and has some great things to share with us tonight. So Laurie, with that, I'm just going to turn the time over to you, my dear.
Wonderful. I'm so excited.
And I just want to I want to thank you again, Laurie, because I know, it's just such an honor to have you do this. And you're a cross line and everything. And so I just really appreciate it. So thanks again.
Well, what is so sweet, you guys, we know that there's just so many amazing benefits that are far beyond the financial benefits that we get with LifeVantage, right? And I am all team LifeVantage. I am all about team LifeVantage. And I'm so excited that Julie reached out to me, because we literally got to spend a lot of time on the phone last week, and we just like connected on everything. And so I get to make a new friend. I mean, the value of the relationships that we gain through this business is, I don't even know the word for it. There's no words for it. It's everything about, to me, our mission on earth is about relationships. So I don't take that lightly. So thank you so much. I can't wait to meet you in person and spend some time with you. And I know that we're going to be talking again because it started now, right? I'm one of those ones back in the day where people used to say how do they say that? You've never met a stranger. Everybody, once you meet them, they're like your friend, right? And I kind of tell you, beware, right? Because that's it. So one thing that I would love to do, you guys, is those of you that are not on camera, I am just really requesting that you would come up on camera. I so much love to connect with you, and it really does fuel my passion to share what I have to share with you. So if you don't mind, I would love to see your pretty faces. Thank you so much. So if you can, obviously if you can't, we are going to respect that because we know that there's stories there too. Look at you guys. Yes. I love it. Thank you. Oh, hello. Thank you so much. Okay, fantastic. So I kind of have to say a preface before I get started. I told Julie that I was going to do this. I don't know if any of y'all have ever heard me speak or anything before, but gosh, once I get going, I kind of get going and I get very elevated and I get very engulfed in it. And so I want to apologize ahead of time. When I do that, I'm not angry. I'm just very connected, and I'm just, I've been partnered up with LifeVantage for 7 years, and it just keeps getting better and better and better, right? I get deeper and deeper in, and man, that's what you've got. You hear them say, you got into Life Vantage, but has Life Vantage got into you? And Life Vantage is in me big time. Okay. So, so I'm asking for that ahead of time. When you see me go, and you're going to chuckle for a second, I'm sure. But, and the other thing is if you have questions along the way, go ahead and utilize the chat. And I know Julie, and I don't remember who else you said, Jerry, maybe, we'll keep an eye on that. Thank you. Keep an eye on that too. And when we're done, I am more than excited to be able to open it up and answer questions for you. Okay. But basically what we're going to do is I'm going to tell my story real quick. And the reason I say real quick, and the reason why is that is what has tied this new passion of getting this message out to people. And my story makes all the difference in the world for what I'm going to share with you that's going to help you connect with everybody else out there today. Okay. So back in 2010, right? Florida girl. You guys have heard these stories from stage, and I'm part of the stats, right? Everything crashed. And I ended up losing, I had my own business at that point of 7 years. And literally because of the type of business that I had, I really took a hard hit a year in advance before anybody else did, because it was marketing and advertising, right? That's the first thing that gets skimmed off the top in business, right? So before anybody even knew what was coming, I was already down. But we have had that happen before, and we just didn't understand how hard it was going to hit and how long it was going to last. And so you just keep going, right? You redirect, you get creative, all of those things, you just keep hanging on, right? And that was like slow motion for 2 years. But ultimately, it got me. I ended up losing my business, my home, my car, my insurance, my retirement, you guys, my life. I like in slow motion was losing everything piece by piece. And it was those conversations and those new concerns this month. What do I get to keep this month, right? As you're losing everything. And so ultimately lost everything, single mom of 2 girls. And the hard part is we couldn't get work. There was no work to be had. And everybody was closing doors. Everybody was trying to hang on. They were letting go of employees. And if you got to keep your job, I cannot remember how many people, I remember how many people were saying, I'm so grateful they cut their hours or their pay, but I'm so grateful that I still have a job, right? That's how many people ever, was let go. And so finding work, if you can only imagine the amount of people that had no work and nobody was hiring, if something became available, you now have thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people trying to get that little job, right? They went on the news. They said, if you're overqualified, they're not even looking at them. They're throwing them in the trash because they know that you, as soon as something better comes along, are not going to stay there. So they're not going to invest in you. You could not get work. Think about that for a second. Out of control. You have zero control. So the word of what I was going through and what I was feeling, you guys, was hopelessness in every sense of the word. And hopelessness will mess with your head. Okay. And this is not doom and gloom, right? But we have to understand. So what happened 5 months ago, y'all? Has it been 5 months, 4 months that we've been in this new space? 4, 5? Yeah. Okay. So our team, we're in the Carrie Dickey line, and our team, every night we do a live Zoom. Once this all started, we were doing a live Zoom every night. Well, it was my turn right out of the gate, that first couple weeks or whatever, to do the Friday night Zoom. And so I was preparing for it because of this new space. Well, what that did, you guys, is it had me reflect back, right? So here I am in massive gratitude. My today looks totally different than it did 10 years ago, right? Because when this happened 10 years ago, I was losing everything, but that's not happening for me today. And so I was just so, so grateful. But immediately I realized that I just couldn't be in this glass box of gratitude and not understand what everybody else was getting ready to go through, because I knew it, right? And it changed everything. I changed my PowerPoint for the evening. It really got a hold of me. I was telling Julie, it consumed me. I was in tears, bawling that day, just feeling it and hurting for what was to come. This was 5 months ago, y'all. And I called Pam. Pam Gordon's the one that shared this gift with me, you guys. She is my angel on earth. And I called her and I said, we've got to talk this out. I got to get this out of me and off of me before I do my presentation, because I certainly don't want to scare everybody tonight, right? But I knew I had a strong message. And so what happened is I ended up losing anything, couldn't get work. You guys, I ended up in South Dakota. Did you even know that that was on the map? A Florida girl in South Dakota? Are you kidding me? I remember when I saw the temperatures going negative, like I'm hitting my temperature gauge going, this is broke. I didn't even know it went backwards. So it was a mess, right? I mean, that first 3 years was a whole story. But what happened is one of my daughters came up and we opened up a retro salon. So we were have an opportunity to restart, right? Because that's what I did in life. You restart. We were a year and a half new. And then we got the word that Dick's Sporting Goods, a big chain, was coming into the mall. And they were coming into the wing that we were in. A year and a half new. We're just getting started. And they did. There were 6 businesses booted out and we were one of them. This was my restart button. I've already lost everything. So you can only imagine, what do you feel at 50 years old when it is all gone? What does your future look like? You are dreading and concerned that you're going to be scraping for the rest of your lives. How did I get here now, right? Today. We didn't have control over that. We don't have control today over where things are, right? And they came in and they shared, do you guys think that I was on my knees praying? Massive praying. And my prayers first were for the employees that we had, because we had to make sure that we could take care of them, right? And then figure out what we're going to do for ourselves. And I can feel it. I can feel it when I talk about it. And LifeVantage found me. I didn't even know what that meant. I didn't even know what that meant at the time. Let me tell you what I did know. What I knew was, for the first time in my life, I didn't have insurance. So when I heard the difference between a 1-to-1 ratio and a 1,000,000-to-1 ratio when it came to cellular protection, I couldn't afford to get sick. So it was a no-brainer for me. I wasn't necessarily a health geek as I am today, right? We learned through this journey, right? But I knew enough that that was important. And boy, I had friends that I was blown away what little bit I saw. And you guys, what little bit we see at the beginning is usually more than anybody will ever see in any other product or anything else, right? When it comes to the science and the peer-reviewed research and the quality of this company and what this product does, what we get out of our first appointment usually is all we need, because it's more than anybody else normally gets when they're getting introduced to a new product, right? That's kind of cool. So we had the information that we needed, right? And I was so excited that I've never done network marketing. And I wasn't, in my mind at all, I wasn't joining a network marketing company. I literally was starting another business, period, because I knew nothing. That's what I did. And so my hat and my mindset was I was starting another business. And that is a game changer right there, you guys. One thing that I want you to do is to really fully understand that you're sitting on a multi-million-dollar business. And when I had my business and we had speed bumps, I didn't say, I don't feel like, la, 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 whatever, right? You go to work, you figure it out, you get creative, you dig in, you plant your feet, right? You keep going. And so that's my mindset. I've never thought I remember at Pro 5 Summit, well, what do you do when you get a no? Or what do you do when you feel like quitting? I'm like, I've never, ever been there. I don't do that, right? I don't understand it. I understand it's real, but I don't get it because I don't have that. One of the things that Mark and Pam had shared with me when I first came on board, they said, they taught me that rule, the 1 out of 10 or 10 out of 1,000, right? are the ones that are going to, or 10 out of 100, I'm sorry, that are going to say yes at the beginning. Well, that made it easy for me, because when I got a no, I mentally went, that's number 36, that's number 42, I didn't think anything of it, because they told me that was going to happen. And the cool thing about this business is what we learn is no is not no, right? It's no, not now. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about high noon. What does that mean today, you guys? Today is totally different, right? And so anyway, so I had my business hat on, you guys, and I encourage you to understand what you have on your hands. You need to assume that you answered an ad, right? Think about that for a second. If there's an ad in the paper and it said, looking for an energetic person, 20 phone calls a day, be your own boss, your own time clock, your own calendar, you get to work from home, right? If something happens in life, you get to handle it. You're not going to get fired, but 20 phone calls a day. And if you do that for 3 years, we will guarantee that you will make X amount of dollars. Who would apply for that job? Right? I said 20 calls a day. We're worried about 2. Right? But you would apply for that job, especially today. Heck yeah. Right? So understand, yes, you are your own boss, but sometimes that can go like this, right? Sometimes that clashes with us. So make sure that you put your business hat on. Make sure that everything that you do, ask yourself this: what if one of my team members came to me with that concern? How would I handle that for them? How would I coach them? And that's going to help you to understand what you need to do. You're not going to be so easily eager to throw in the towel or be upset, or, right? If you've got to coach your children, are you going to coach your children to be negative? Not going to happen, right? That's such a good way to keep us grounded, right? Keep us where we need to be. So anyway, so ended up in South Dakota, ended up learning about this. I just put my heels in. All I knew is everybody needed to hear about this. And I knew nothing. I just picked up the phone because that's what they said to do. And I just called. I was so excited, period. I just said, hey, oh my gosh, let me tell you what just happened. So-and-so, they just introduced this. I can't explain it because I couldn't. You get to play the truth card, the honesty card, right? Hang on a second. I'm going to get my friend so-and-so on because they're going to be able to share the details and answer our questions. That's all I did. Over and over and over, and still doing it today, right? Over and over and over again. And so, and I was blown away. I was blown away by what I knew and what I heard. And you have to, so I can share my screen now. Yes? Y'all hear me get going?
Yes, yes.
It's starting to happen, right? She's getting revved up. Okay, hold on a second. So I'm going to share this. I put a little PowerPoint together for us. Please let me know you can see this. Okay?
Yeah.
Far out. Okay. Turn the volume up so I can hear. So we're going to hit I'm going to hit 6 things that are going to change. I swear to you, you're going to change. You're going to wish that you had everybody and anybody on this call tonight. It's going to make a difference. And I'm so excited for that. That's why I offered, when Julie asked, I said, absolutely, because I know that this is a game changer. And I know that we have got to get out there, and we can't get out there fast enough at this time. So you heard me kind of leading up to this belief thing, you guys. And so I'm going to kind of challenge you on something. So there are a lot of people, we hear in this business all the time, it's all about mindset, right? Like we hear that all the time. And we know that. However, let's see if I can see you guys this way. There we go. However, most people aren't connecting with it because they just keep hearing it. And so my gift, I guess, is I teach, what does that look like? What does that sound like? Because I want you to connect to it. So any apprehensions that you've had before today in this business, just curiosity as raise a hand. How many have been partnered up with LifeVantage over a year? Okay. Okay. Interesting. Okay, cool. And so, thank you. And so, you know, you hear them say belief, okay? And you hear Jill Campbell, belief with a capital B. And so when we're talking about the hangups that we might have, right? I don't have self-confidence. I'm not like you. I don't have the energy that you have. I'm afraid that people are going to say no. I don't want to lose my friends. I don't want to push the business. I don't want to this and that. All of these things, right, that we hear. I promise you, I so promise you guys, after today, it is going to be gone. After tonight, the way that you build this business from this point forward is going to be different, okay? Literally from this point forward, it has changed. Everything has changed today. And so what I do want you to understand is the belief, okay? So when we have these personal hangups, right? We all have baggage. We all have a childhood. We all have issues. We do, right? But let me ask you something. Are you functioning? Right? Are you functioning at work? Are you functioning at home? We have figured out how to operate with our hangups everywhere else in life. Why all of a sudden we come into this network marketing business and we got problems and we can't move forward? And we got to take this class and we got to do this and we got to do that because there's things holding me back and what? Right? I'm kind of calling you out on it. It doesn't mean that we don't have them. It doesn't mean that it's not real. But in every other area of our life, we're working it, right? We figured out how to manage it. So this whole belief thing, you may not have belief in yourself. And this is going to sound silly, but really, people don't care if you do or don't. What they care is, do you believe in this? So my question to you, if you're feeling, beat up inside and you feel like you can't give, do you believe in these products? Like, who believes in these products? Tell me, raise your hand. Who believes in these products, right? Who believes in the science? Anyone? Right? Heck yeah. Who believes in the company? Right? I mean, for most of us, it's a resounding, right? Yes. Of course I believe in the products. Of course I believe in the science. And if you do, that is all you need. That is what they need to see from you. And so that alone, you know what you know about this business, about the products. It doesn't mean that you know the guts of it, but remember at the beginning I said what we get in our first exposure is more than most anybody gets with anything else. That is all the information that you need to have a solid foundation and have your feet planted in concrete, that you can not only talk to anyone, but you can't talk to them fast enough. So you can put me in front of, I don't have any medical background whatsoever, right? I don't have any of that, right? I had somebody say that I've got somebody who is owns a hospital for me to talk to. I was so excited to do that. Now, it doesn't mean, you guys, that I'm not nervous. I am nervous, but I am so jacked up about what we have on our hands and how important it is. And I know what I know about these products, right? And the belief that I have in everything about what we have on our hands. And the other thing I know that he just doesn't know about it yet. And I know he's flipping gonna be excited, right? That is how you go in to an appointment. You go in jacked and excited because they just don't know what you know yet. And for the most part, they're going to be excited. Right? And so I have no fear. I don't care who you ask me to talk to. Doesn't mean that I might not get nervous. But it's clear in the level of, mentorship and who's who, that I would be down here and they would be up here, but I'm not intimidated by that because I simply know They don't know what I know yet. And I know what we know is massive. It's big and it's huge. Okay? So when we talk about belief, can y'all feel that? Like, does that make sense to you now? Right? And so I want you to have that. You have to have that passion in your belief. It has to be in your gut and in your head, and knowing how important it is for people to hear about this. Okay? And I don't say it's important for them to get on the product or bid on it. Yes, it is, but that's not what I share with people. It's important to get the information, because that's our job. Our job is to get them the information. If we get them to the information, then we have, even if they say no, then we have 1000% succeeded, right? So no more crying because you have offered a piece of gum or a cup of coffee and they said no, right? They're going to have some later, okay? So let's see here. My thing here. So really, I want you to have a conversation with yourself when you're done tonight. I want you to ask yourself how much, because if you believe the way that I believe in this, you cannot, there's nothing holding you back from talking. That's just the bottom line. We don't even have to talk about anything else. If you understand the seriousness and the importance. And so I've always made this thing with my team or other people, and I always am careful when I'm on recording when I do this, but you guys will get it. You know, I always used to say, if you had the cure for cancer, who would you tell? Well, geez Louise, we'd be screaming up and down the streets. We would be running up and down the streets telling everybody massively. We wouldn't stop and think, gosh, do I tell David? What about, I don't know, should I tell Debbie? We wouldn't do that. We would not stop and think. It's so important. I know we don't have the cure for cancer, but we have the next best thing, and it is that important, right? Especially today. Okay, are y'all getting butterflies in your stomach yet? We haven't even started yet, but ooh, okay. So I want you to have that conversation with yourself. No matter what, you know, I've got on here, your mess is somebody else's message. You know that. Everybody out there has their story. And I can tell you that they're waiting to hear yours and to connect with you and yours. They are praying for it. I can promise you. If we don't have these messes, how can we connect with people? I mean, honestly, literally, this is, you know, I have somebody on my team that went from 0 to 6 in 2 seconds. It almost isn't real. It's because she is a healthcare professional, and so she had clout, right? The only thing is you've got the rest of the team going, well, I can't, you know, and they're comparing to that. And I said, wait a second. You're doing it the way that the most of us do it. You're going through it. You're going through the motions. And what that is going to benefit you is as you grow your team and they have these concerns and these issues and that, you're going to know how to help them. Now, I didn't want to say that person isn't really going to know how to help them. Thank God for teamwork, right? So that's, you know, the benefits of a team. But you have to help them understand, you know, this is why we do it the way that we do it. And going through the mess is always a positive. Even in this business is always a positive, because now you're going to know how to coach and teach your team. When they come to you with that concern, now you're going to know how to answer them and coach them through it, right? So it's everything. I'm a mindset person. Everything is about mindset, a shift in Moz. And so everything that I do is positive forward motion. I don't let somebody that I'm a prospect pull me into their stuff and story and negativity. I pull them into mine. Okay. So have that conversation with yourself. Please ask yourself, what is your belief? Truly and honestly. Sit down and look over the 31 peer-reviewed studies, right? Look at who our investors are. Look at what our company is doing for us. Look at who we're attracting, Aaron Brockovich, right? Look at those things and understand, right? People don't go into GNC and grab products and take it to the counter and go, I need to see your peer-reviewed studies on this before I take it, right? Now, if I share that story with somebody, with a prospect, have I now just got them? Did I just turn them away? I avoided that concern for them. And I say it, isn't it funny that when we go, and now we have all of this here, and even sometimes people get a little curious. Isn't that weird? They're not gonna try to do that with me now, right? I just overcame that objection before it ever happened, right? So let's take our short stroll in memory lane here, you guys. 5 months ago, you guys, the world shut down. That is something that we just didn't think that we would see in our lifetime, right? In a split of a second. What are people feeling? What are they going through? What are their concerns? What are their fears? What are their stress levels? Off the charts, right? So what I want you to see is that what we've learned, so let's say this was all done tomorrow. As quick as it came, it went away. And let's say everybody was back to work as usual. Now it's unfortunate, I don't know if y'all are hearing it, but at this stage of the game, 5 months in, how many of you have heard people say we will not be able to reopen, right? But let's just say everybody went back to work as usual. The story that I'm going to share with you tonight on how we're going to build this business from this point forward will not change. Why? Because everybody just got a sucker punched in the gut. They now know that their health is vulnerable. They now know that their finances is vulnerable, right? Terribly so. So what kind of security do you have? You're grateful you got your job back, but how secure do you feel? Right? So 5 months ago, what I was contemplating and concerned about is 3 months later, because most of us know 3 months is the tipping point. Most all of us, whether it's independently or business-wise, we can hang on for 3 months. It's going to be a struggle, but we can recover. But when you get past that 3-month marker, things start to change, right? Those concerns get heavier and the conversations start to change. What do we pay this month? How can we downsize, right? Bankruptcy starts to come into the picture, you guys. The conversation changes literally after 3 months. And so people are not, it's so interesting because people aren't just concerned about their health right now. They're concerned about their health and everybody they know, mostly their family, right? They're concerned about their family's health. I don't know, you pick up the phone and you call a friend and you say, how are you doing? And I haven't found one that has not incorporated their family into the picture in that conversation because of where we are today. Okay. So they're concerned about their health. They're concerned about their family's health. They're concerned about their immediate future. But this is what they're concerned about, you guys, most of all. Our business, you know, I've heard people say it couldn't be a better time to build this business. And I really cringe when I hear that. I don't even like it because we're in a position now, it isn't even about building the business. It's about humanity. It's about what we have on our hands, and everybody deserves to hear about it, right? When they're at home and they're worried and they're concerned, they're not thinking, I need to go and find a new business. They're like, you know, everything is kind of all over the place, really. It's hard for them to think at all. So if we're coming at them with a business, you know, can you just kind of feel it? If you take on the stress of what's going on, can you kind of feel it when somebody's trying to there's so much clutter in their head right now, and we're trying to tell them about a new business. What they're concerned about is how to generate cash flow from home. Write that down. That is their concern. 2 things: how to protect their health and their family's health, and how to generate cash flow from home. And even though this is a new today, whatever they call that, the new, what do they call that? The new something. I don't like to even say it. the new norm. Even though that is where we are, even businesses, to stay afloat, everybody, you hear the word is pivot. I don't know if you're hearing that amongst businesses and companies. They have to learn how to pivot. They have to learn how to change what they knew and what they were doing in order to stay alive, and how to bring that through to social media, right? Or people working from home. But the bottom line is the amount of people that are home and the amount of opportunities that are available are slivers, because these businesses are still trying to figure it out. But they're doing it with the employees that they have. Nobody's hiring. Why would, right? Everything is unknown in their business. Matter of fact, a lot of them are furloughing off their people and or piggybacking off of the situation to let go of people just arbitrarily, right? I've heard so many of my friends. It is huge, you guys, and you've got to feel what they're feeling. We can offer hope, right? LifeVantage found me 3.5 to 4 years post or in the aftermath of losing everything. I didn't think anything of it. I was flipping grateful, right? Didn't think anything of it. But what do you think those 3 to 4 years were like after losing everything? Wasn't a party. Wasn't fun, right? It was gross. And I couldn't even make eye contact with people, you guys, because when you lose everything, it changes your demeanor. It was just crazy. So when I did the presentation that night, when it was my turn, and I came to the close, I had no idea this was going to hit me the way it did, and it shook me up. And I said, it is a miracle that you are on this call tonight. Because if you can wrap your head around the importance and the value of these products and helping people with the security of their health and being protected as best as they can, then we can help show you how to generate cash flow today. Like today. They will not have to go through what I went through. So do you hear how I can't run fast enough and I can't talk fast enough, because I don't want them to suffer and go through what I went through, right? So there are new concerns. We can all agree with that, right? If you can feel that, and if you can understand that, then you're going to be connecting with them in a whole different way now. And we don't have to go far to get it, right? To understand it and feel it, right? Because I'm sure we all, if it's not in our own home, know people, right? And so that's what we're going to do tonight. I'm going to teach you that when we talk to somebody, we're no longer talking to this person right here. We're talking to everybody they know, because we are all in this together. And so there's 2 sentences that will make all the difference in the world when we connect with somebody. No matter if they say no or not is irrelevant at this point, okay? So we're gonna scroll down here. So we talked about the hopelessness, right? And we have the tool to offer hope. That's huge, you guys. That's a massive responsibility how can we know what we know and not share it in the times that we are in today? How? Oh my gosh, you saw something. We're all business builders here. You heard something, you saw something, you got excited about something. You believed that people deserve to hear about it. And I'm 7 years in, and that belief has never changed for me. It has only gotten stronger. Why? Because I can see the stories. And every time you hear or see a testimony, you ask yourself, what if? What if somebody did not share it with them? And you guys, there are people in your circle, Jan, I know, there are people in your circle of influence, you guys, if it isn't you, they may never hear it. I can't handle that. Right? You've got to get out there and help. We have to help. We can make a difference, okay? So what we can do is share with them the 2 things: how to protect their health and their family's health, and how to generate cash flow from home, right? We can't do it fast enough. Literally cannot do it fast enough. So the mindset now is everybody is aware of the circumstances of today. And that's going to work in your favor, because there's going to be no confusion in anything right now. Matter of fact, we don't even have to explain anything anymore because everybody gets it, right? That's where we are today. So people are praying for you. It doesn't matter when we talk to this person. It doesn't matter if they say no or not, because they still know. We all know people that are in the circumstance that we are in today. So I'll share with you how to handle that, right? So, if we're going to, I think I'm just going to go to the invite next. So I'm going to share with you what this is going to sound like. This information, you guys, is for you to share with everybody on your team. It is information for you to share with all of your customers. I'm going to share with you what that looks like, right? This message is for everyone. The distributors that are dormant, or the distributors that came on board and said, I'm on board, but I'm not ready to launch yet, right? Any of those people, prospects that said no, prospects that went MIA, everyone. And you don't reach out and you address them and say, I know you said this in the past. I know that you did. Don't bring any of it up, because today is different, right? And it's going to be different for them, and it's going to be different for everybody they know. So we don't even have to go there anymore, okay? So I know they always say there's not a magic invite, right? They always tell you, I'm going to give you the magic invite. And then at the end they go, there is none, but I'm going to give you one. It's the way to do it from this point forward, okay? And I could just tell you because I was there, okay? So the message that you're getting out, you guys, that we are getting out is you start off with, because of everything that's going on right now. Do you understand that everybody can connect with that right now? Everybody knows exactly what you're saying. People are worried, can I post this study about COVID? You don't have to, right? We don't have, all you have to do is just do this and they will connect the dots, okay? And by the way, I have this amazing worksheet that I put together for my team, and I'm going to send it over to Miss Julie, and she's going to share it with you. It's going to have everything that I'm talking about on here. I'm going to share the main invite, but there's actually 3 of them, and there's the follow-up responses, whether they say no, whether they ghost you, everything is on here, okay? So you can use it, and you know that with all of these tools, you tweak them to make them yours. You want them to sound like you. Some of the times you can just take this. I've created it in a way where you can take it and copy and paste it and send it in a text, in a messenger, in an email, and pick up the phone and have that same exact conversation. Now, I don't know if you guys have access to a live every night. And if you don't, there's replays, right? Matter of fact, I even have my favorites in here. So you can use them. They're 30 minutes or less, or you use the ones that you like. Find 3 that you narrow it down that are your go-tos. And so if you're not inviting to a live, then you can invite to a replay, okay? But the goal is inviting every day to a live, to a message tonight. So that's what we're doing with our team, because we have a live every night. So we're inviting every day. So what am I going to do today, right? I'm going to send out how many messages, or I'm going to pick up the phone, or a combination of all of these. How many people did I invite tonight? What am I going to do tomorrow? How many people did I invite for tonight? What am I going to do the next day? How many people did I invite for tonight? That's it. Like, that is it. We don't have to worry about all of the other stuff that's out there and all that other clutter, because there's so much. And I encourage you to not get overwhelmed by it. It's better to have more information than not enough information, right? So you just pick and use the ones that you need. You reach out to the ones that you need and let the other stuff go. Don't get overwhelmed by it. It's really easy to do, but don't do it, right? Just understand that there's just, I'm sure you're hearing it from your team as well. I'm getting overwhelmed. I'm hearing it. I'm like, and I have to put it in perspective for them, right? And so who do we talk to? Who don't we talk to? The world is shut down. We talk to everybody. I sell, I redo furniture and stuff. And so when people come here to pick up furniture and they're total strangers to me, I literally, before they leave, tell them, I said, listen, because you're here, before you take off, I need you to know what I do. Because of where we are right now, there's so many people, da, 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 da. There's nobody that's getting away from me without hearing this, okay? So, but I want you to reach out to the people in the past, okay? So, and then your prospects. But I'm gonna share with you how you're gonna do this with your customers and how you're gonna make a difference with everybody, because it's changed for everybody. And we all agree that everybody knows people that are concerned, that are being challenged right now, right? So how does this sound, you guys? Hey, Karen, how are you guys doing over there? Things are getting pretty crazy, right? I really wanted to reach out to you. In light of everything that's going on, there are so many people trying to get more information on how to protect their health. So tonight, there's going to be someone going live to talk about how to activate our bodies. Being able to protect ourselves is a priority for everyone right now. Be sure to jump on the webinar with me tonight, and be sure to invite your family and friends to join you so they can get this information too. And I did put in parentheses, listen, at the end, they're also going to share how we can generate some cash flow from home by sharing this information with the people we know and care about, because I don't want them to be blindsided, right? Remember to forward this information to your family so they can jump on and get this information, hear the benefits too. We're just trying to help as many people as possible. So the two major statements that you're going to do, that you need to make sure that you do, that they will connect with, where did it go? Because I thought I had it up here at the top. Because of everything that's going on right now, and we're just trying to help as many people as we can. And because of that, can you guys feel the urgency that you can have? Can you imagine the green light that you have, that you don't have to hold back? Is there an urgency in making sure that people feel protected? They feel that their health is protected? There's an urgency. So I used to say, be professionally aggressive. But I'm like, all bets are off, man. I don't care how you do it. Get out there and you say, listen, because I'm just like, because of everything that's going on right now, there's so many people that are trying to get this information. We've got somebody doing a live tonight so they can share the details. Listen, I'm going to shoot that over to you. And for us, we have a shareable that goes with it. I created it in a way that they can, I'm thinking of them forwarding it on, because I'm not talking to this person. I want to reach everybody they know. I want them to connect with everyone we know, because we know so many people that are, or what's going on right now. There's so many people trying to get this information. They know that. It's just they've connected with the people in their head when you say it. And then you can just literally say, listen, I'm on a mission. I'm so passionate and on a mission to make sure that I can get this out to as many people as we can. You know, right? You can hear me feel the urgency in my stomach when I'm saying this, right? And so how does that feel for you? Literally, you can copy and paste it. Now, if today my job is to get as many people as I can on the live tonight, how many can you copy and paste in 15 minutes, you guys? Honestly, right? Now, if you copy and paste in text or in Messenger, then you've got to be prepared that night after that Zoom or after that recording. You have to be prepared to do your follow-up right after, right? And so I set up this reply in a way that most people ghost, right? So I set it up in a way where they kind of have to answer us, right? And that's what you're hoping so it says, hey, Karen, that was pretty incredible, wasn't it? And I don't ask, were you able to jump on? What part of that got your attention? You know, that's so exciting. What part of that got your attention? I can't wait to hear from you, or I can't wait to connect with you. They're kind of forced to say, sorry, I wasn't able to get on, right? And that's okay. You want them to do that. You want them to respond. Of course, we want them to say, I was on it, but you want them to respond. And so this way you get to say, oh my gosh, no worries. I think I can get my hands on the replay. Now more than ever, we are trying to get this information, this important message out regarding the benefits of protecting ourselves. What time works best for you today or tomorrow? And you set the appointment. Now, whether you join them in the replay, which if you can, do it, or you don't, it doesn't matter. When you have them set up the appointment for you to send them the replay, they are mentally setting up an appointment to watch it. And that's why if you do a recording, you want to have it 30 minutes or less, right? You want something quick, okay? But I literally have the follow. I have two other invites that are all saying the same message. It's just shifting it up a little bit. And then the replays are literally, I'm sorry you missed it. It was incredible. I'm super excited for you to get the details. Don't let them draw you into their stuff, right? You draw them into yours. People get hung up over them not responding, and that's just life. Or they get it, you know what I mean? And I had one of my team members, they had a scheduled appointment. We were ready to get on Zoom, and they were a no-show. And she texted me and literally said, why does this always happen to me? And I picked up the phone and I said, okay, first of all, no, I'm just kidding. I said, nothing has happened to you. Stuff happens. It just does. Pull out your phone, and this is the text that we're going to send. And we're going to say, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm sure something came up. I want to check and make sure that you're okay. And listen, I know that things happen and come up. Is there any chance does 7 o'clock tonight work better for you? Right? Stuff happens, right? And she responded, it was about 45 minutes later, and said, I'm so sorry. Somebody came into the clinic. I didn't, anticipate it. I got, pulled off. Yes. And we had the Zoom with them. Do you think that was a good learning experience for my distributor right there? Right? And so don't ever let your head and your mind, our mind wants to tell stories and create stuff that doesn't exist. And it's just life. It's just stuff. When people say, I'm skeptical, it's not even real. It is a response. It's a protective response. 99% of the time, it's not even real. And you want to hear this one, you guys? You're going to love this. Then this is how you tell them. You go, I know. Isn't that funny? So many of us, we always want to do that. We always want to just say, I'm so skeptical. And just like the over 2,000 doctors that are partnered up with this company, they say the same thing. Isn't it funny? Until they understand the details, learn the details and understand what this, the benefits of what this is doing, or they see the validation. I just took it away from her. She can't play that card with me anymore. Right? I'm skeptical. You know what? Isn't it funny? We all have a tendency to do that. Even though all the doctors that are partnered with this company said that. Just took it away, right? So you overcome. I'm really good if you got questions on that, on overcoming objections, okay? So totally just shift it right out of there and take it this way. There are two things that I want to highlight that I always do whenever I talk to anybody. One of the things is, I'm a verbiage person because, in my opinion, verbiage makes a difference. Independently, they all sound silly, so don't laugh at me, but collectively, they do make a difference, right? What I thought was making a difference for the person that was getting it, I have learned that is also making a difference for all of us. I've had these coaching calls with other people, and they're like, I feel different saying it that way. I feel more business and professional by doing it. That's kind of cool because it changes your posture, right? So one of the things that is one of my biggest pet peeves, and you hear it all the time, but I challenge you, please don't ever do it again. Don't use the V word. V word, video. I hate the word video. Let me tell you why. Everybody has a video. Wait a second. But people, when I approach them, they go, is that one of those things? Okay, so first of all, you guys, you need to expect everybody is going to assume we are one of those things. Why wouldn't they? Are we different? Yeah. Are we new? Yeah. They don't know what we know yet, right? But they're going to think that. Okay, so if we know that, we're prepared ahead of time. You expect it and you're ready for it. They're not going to shake you. right? Okay, so when they say that, we have to look different. We need to sound different, right? We need to act different. If we want them to think we're different, then we've got to sound different. So if you say, I got a video, who do you sound like? Everyone else, because they all have a video. So let me tell you, when Dr. G and Pam Gordon came into our salon, I did not know them. They were perfect strangers. They were there getting services done, and they shared this while they were there. Throughout life, I cannot tell you how many times somebody has handed me a CD, and they say, when you get in your car, pop this in your car. When you get home, pop this in your computer. Not once did I ever, this is before I ever knew anything about network marketing, you guys. I never broke the seal on one of them. And let me tell you why. Because I knew it was going to sound awesome. I knew I was going to get excited about it. But I also knew that I wouldn't be able to read between the lines. They created it, and it was going to be awesome. They're not going to tell me any concerns, right? They're not going to, right? I never opened one because I just couldn't trust. I knew I would get excited about it, right? But I couldn't trust it. They shared an ABC investigative report. Third-party validation. Nobody in this industry or out has that. It deserves the elevation and the validation. Now, when they say, what is it? And you can say, oh my gosh, I've got to share an ABC investigative report with you. They perk up. Like you can watch their body. Oh, really? Yes, matter of fact, that's how they first introduced it to the public. Wait till you see this. Do we sound like them? Right? So I don't say, the other one is joined. I don't like joined. I want you to join the team. When did you join LifeVantage? So when you ask them to join, generally they're doing you a favor. That literally is all they're thinking is I'm doing you a financial favor, right? But what I say, and I will ask, how long have you been partnered with LifeVantage? Right? I don't ask, when did you join? Because join is what we do with all these other things. We sound like everyone else. But doesn't partnered up with the company sound more professional? Kind of, doesn't it make you feel a little bit more? You know what? I got to tell you, last year, Aaron Brockovich partnered up with our board of directors. We are so excited. Right? Doesn't that sound a lot better? Yeah. So, and the other one is signed up. Ooh, let's get you signed up. Are you ready to get signed up? They literally know that they are doing you a favor, and it's a financial favor. What if you said, when are you ready to get set up? When can I help you get set up? Now I'm doing you a favor, right? Instead of them doing me a favor. It changes. We sound different. We act different, right? So those are just a couple of them. I have a lot of those, what they call Loriisms or whatever, but they're just things that, and maybe that's because I've had multiple businesses in the past, and it's just the professional side of me, making the difference. I had no preconceived anything about network marketing. So literally I came in with the business hat on, and I built my business that way. So there's little tweaks that I'm guessing just from my past, right, that I can incorporate into this just to help make a difference and have that positive forward motion moving as we're going. So I know that we're right at the end, and that's okay. I'm here to open up for questions. And what I would love to ask you guys is, number one, we're going to send this over to you. It is going to be, read over it. It's super easy and it's repetitive, but it's powerful on how you will be able to connect with everybody out there. Let me ask you something, you guys. When you talk to people today and we say high noon, does that make sense? Do you believe that high noon is going to come a lot faster for most everybody today?
Yep.
Right? That 12 o'clock. Also, when you say dig the well, do you think that people are going to get it? They're going to get it. They're going to know what that means today. So even if they get called back and business as usual, they know what can happen at a snap of a finger. They know that they need to do something, right? So we can help them for today and we can help them for tomorrow. And we've got to. So what I was going to say is, if any of this resonated with you, if you got a nugget out of it, if you got excited about it, if you go out there and do the job and you get something out of it, I'm one of those ones I was telling Julie, I just kind of work behind the scenes. So go out on, the official Life Vantage group or whatever, and go name drop, go tag me in a message and let me know. Let me know that it worked for you, that something that you got something out of it if you did. Okay. Because that's my whole job, is to make sure that I'm connecting and you're getting something with this, that you can take into action. I don't want stuff that you're just hearing. You got to have belief. Okay. What do I do with that? Right? I want you to be able to take something and do something and put it into action tomorrow, tonight. Okay. So open it up.
Hey, Lori, can you hear me?
Yes.
Julie, can I go?
Go. Who's talking? David?
Yes.
Hi.
Hey, thank you so much for joining us. I had to step away because a prospect was following up with me, and so I wanted to follow up with that. But first I have to ask you, my wife was born and raised in Florida, and we're in Kansas City now, but I don't want to go any further north. What do I need to do to make sure we don't have to go any further north like you did?
Okay, so I'm in Colorado now.
Oh,
and when I was in Florida, I always thought that was the end all be all. If I ever move it, it'll be further south, right? And then I ended up, geez Louise, there. And then I came out here to visit one of my daughters, and I was out here in July and there was no humidity. And I was like blown away because the humidity never bothered me at home. I grew up in it. I loved the heat until you get away from it. And then you go back and it's like a brick wall, right? So within 6 months, I moved out here. I've been here 4 years. The climate out here is phenomenal. Now that's because of the elevation. It could be 20 degrees, but the sun is right there.
Right. Okay. So seriously now, I want to thank you for reminding me to treat this like a professional business. I mean, this has been in the back of my mind the last couple of weeks. It's like, if I want to be earning 5 figures a month and eventually 6 figures a month, I've got to treat this like it's a C-suite package that I'm dealing with, right?
And it is, not like it is, right? If you purchased a multi-million-dollar business, how would you operate your day-to-day activities? Wait. David,
yes.
You did purchase. You just didn't pay the amount that I paid for all of these other retail businesses that I've had. Right? You did do it. That's why you hear them say $1,000 isn't enough for that kit. Because people don't have the skin in the game to put forth the effort. Because in a regular business, if you had a brick and mortar, you wouldn't have a bad day and not go back to work.
Right.
Yeah. So you do need to have it, because when you have it, and I put that perspective out there, you guys, about the, if there was an ad in the paper, because literally that is how simple it is for us to build this business, right? If they told you the only thing you have to do is make 20 calls a day.
Yep.
We're not asking for that. Why can't we do it? Right?
Right on.
Yeah.
Lori,
How long have you been partnered up with Life Vantage, David?
I'm sorry?
How long have you been partnered up with Life Vantage?
6 years.
What level are you?
6.
Fantastic.
My goal is one rank every year.
Okay, and if any of you are telling yourselves, that's an excellent goal. If any one of you all are telling yourselves, when somebody asks, or you ask someone, this is what you're going to do now, because every time I ask someone, I probably think, David, you were the first person that did not do this. Honestly, this happens every time. When you ask somebody, how long have you been partnered up with Life Vantage, and what level are you at? Inevitably, it is, well, I'm a pro 4, but I'm only getting paid as a pro 2, or, I started back in, but I never really did. Everybody does that. And I stop them right then and there and say, okay, that is the last time you will ever tell that story, because every time you tell it, you keep yourself in that space. So from now on, when somebody says, what level are you? You say, I am a pro 3 and I'm so excited to get to pro 4, and I'm a pro 2 and I cannot wait to get to pro 4, right? Get excited about it.
And I'm a pro 10.
Whoop, whoop. Yes, absolutely.
Lori, you could not have told my story any better. I was in market. I'm in Georgia.
Okay, awesome. I was a Jacksonville girl. We're neighbors.
We are. I'm in Valdosta.
Okay.
So, and I was actually born in Jacksonville.
Okay. Oh my.
And had a marketing agency. Being in Jacksonville, you may have heard of RPM Media. That was mine. RPM.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
It was something in its day, and it's gone. And the economy took it. It took a second job, a second business that we had. I had to go back to work. I've been in LifeVantage for 7 years.
Okay.
I am hook, line, and sinker, because I'm a Southern girl and we go fishing in this. So thank you so much. And for the reminder that absolutely every day we get on, we put our shoes on, we put our makeup on, I do, and go to work.
Yep.
Every day.
Even from home, I've always done that. My business started out in my home before I went off site. And I always did that. People used to joke all the time and saying, you know, you work from home, you're in your pajamas eating bombs. Literally, the kitchen would be right next to the office and I would never eat. I was like, you know, so you have to have the right mindset when you do this, you know, and if you can't be accountable to yourself, then you need to make sure that you have an accountability partner, right? And to lift each other up. Tell me, Renee, David, y'all share with me this invite and connecting, because of everything that's going on right now. So many people are trying to get this information.
I've never had more people be more willing to at least look at the product and opportunity. And it's always both and, you know.
Okay, so when they say,
pardon?
When they say this, no, thank you, but no, thank you. What are you going to do?
Well, at that point, I would say, you know, I understand, you know, right now, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking right now.
You're not talking to them anymore, right? I wanted to do that because I want y'all to hear this. If they say, thanks, but no thanks, it's not for me or I'm not interested, you just literally just look at them with, you know, whatever embracement and say, thank you so much for sharing that with me. But we know so many people that are being challenged right now. I want to make sure that you get this information so I can help the people that you know. You just skip right over it, man. And you still, even if there are no, I want to do this. So number one, you know who to refer them to, or number two, we can do a private party so we can invite your friends so that at least they can get the details. We're just trying to help as many people as we can. Every time you say that, we're just trying to help as many people as we can. How can they tell you no?
Love it. Love it.
Excellent.
Anyone else? I'm so glad that you guys came on. You need to make sure that you reach out to your team. So your customer, your customers. This is what it will look like if you pick up the phone and you call your customers. You're going to say, hey, listen, even you can do this. And this is previous training, but it will still work. I was going through my back office and there were a handful of people that I wanted to reach out to, and you were one of them. So that line right there is what you use anytime that you call. If their auto ship didn't go out, you want to touch bases and bring them up to date. They need to know about new product. You see potential with something else. You know, I was going through my back office and there was a handful of people I wanted to reach out to, and you were one of them. And then you go into what you want to talk to them about, okay? And, but what you want to do is say, listen, you get to speak with urgency now because of everything that's going on. And I'm trying to help as many people as I can. You get to say, listen, because of everything that's going on, there's so many people that are so concerned about their health and their family's health, as well as trying to figure out how to generate cash flow from home. I'm so glad that you understand the benefits of activation, but I really want to make sure that your family and your friends understand too. Are you open for us to do a private presentation that you can invite your friends and family so they can get the details? Are you open? It can be anything, right? I'm just offering some suggestions, but you're allowing them to do something privately for their friends and family so we can make sure that they get this information. I mean, why do we leave them out? Because they're customers. Everybody knows people that are dealing with these new challenges. Gosh, do y'all feel it? Like, do you feel the people that are hurting and needing help and the stress and everything that they're going through? We just can't get to them. And you tell them, listen, the person that tells you no worries. Thank you so much. Because we know that high noon's going to come quicker for him too, right? And so we're going to say, no worries, but I've got to get this information out to as many people as possible. Okay. I lost my train of thought. I just had a squirrel. It'll come to me, but you get the gist of it.
I have a question. My name is Moses. I'm a distributor out of Texas,
Okay.
and I've been a distributor for 1.5 years now. And I guess my question is, like, I've shared this with a couple of people before, and the kind of response I get is from like prospects is like, well, I don't do pills and I'm not interested in selling them. How would you respond to that?
Great. Say, so no worries. I said, first of all, I'm not looking for you to sell anything. I'm literally trying to get this information out to as many people as I can. We're in a circumstance now that we know that our health is vulnerable and we need to protect ourselves. So I really do want to get this information in front of you because there's so many people that you know, right? That do care.
Right.
Right? Ooh, you're just
Right.
right? There's so many people you do know that care about their health and want to feel a little more protected, right?
Right.
So you can say that. So, also knowing this information, it will allow you to at least refer them to me, because I'm sure that you would want to do that, at least do that. And then, the pop and pill, the bottom line is you're getting an opportunity. You don't want to get into a challenge. You get an opportunity to get the information in front of them. Or you can ask, can I shoot you over, and you can do, have y'all seen Amy Homewood's, I think, 6-minute ABC investigative report? Did I send it to you, Julie, the link? It's 6 minutes and it's the ABC investigative report, y'all, but it starts out with the NASDAQ. Like it's yes, immediate validation. Just pride. Oh my gosh, and you're just like, boom, she had somebody in Venmo do it. And I'll actually, I think it might be, remember I told you I have my likes in here. This might be an old copy. I believe that I added it in there. And so I almost would send it with any one of the videos. I would send both, the 6-minute and then one of the 30 minutes or whatever. But you can ask them, I can shoot you the information, a 6-minute information. What I tell people about the ABC investigative report, y'all, I say, this is how it was first introduced to the public. That's what I say. Mm-hmm. And so you can tell them, let me at least get this over there to you. And there's strong validation in that, right?
Right.
You challenge them, Moses. You challenge them. And at this point, you know what? And say, Moses, right now, everybody you know. Right now, I'm trying to help as many people as I can because everybody's concerned about their health right now and their family's health. So I need you, right? So I can reach.
Right.
Right. You don't care if he takes the pill or not or comes on. Ultimately, we do. We genuinely do. But you know what? How much of it, if you can, he's telling you, no, I don't want the information is what he's telling you. It really isn't even a real response. It's an instinctive thing that a mechanism that says, no, it's a protective mechanism. But if you can figure out a way by talking to the other people, no worries. You just told him he's free, but I want to help your friends. You're still getting him the information. So he's still going to learn a little bit more.
True. Right. Thank you.
A little sneaky. Yeah. Congratulations, by the way, on partnering up with LifeVantage.
Oh, thank you.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I had a family member. It was so funny. It was so hard really for me to really get them to even look at the video. I had to actually go to their house because they was finding all kind of reasons not to. I'm saying, no, this is my family member. I should be able to get through them. I know how to talk to them because we family, right? Yep. So I even went to her house. and she was finding all kinds of excuses on her phone before. And kind of find out it wasn't the Zoom that she couldn't download. It was because she never used her internet. She never set up any type of agreements. I had to laugh at it. I said, because she was really trying to get out of it. But the point is, after I went through the spiel of telling her, you know, we did look at the video and just I gave her some information.
You said
Yeah.
the B word. Patrice.
I did, but that was before today. That was
B word.
Okay, that was before today. So now I know what to say. Usually I say presentation. Usually I say that word.
But even you don't even want to do that because everybody else has got a presentation. ABC
Okay.
report, ABC investigative report, investigative report, how you do it. But
Right.
Right.
Okay, so let me bring it on home, okay? She finally told me, you know, I left information with her, even one of the booklets that we get, and plus I, you know, printed something out for tandem and all. And she finally comes, she said, Tracy, she said, I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm just really not interested. I buy my vitamin stuff from Rouse's, the Whole Food Market, and when they have a sale, I buy this, and they're doing fine for me. And I'm like, you know, I'm just not really interested because I think it's nothing wrong with my body. I think these pills, she called them pills, vitamins, I think they're doing what I needed to do for my body. I said, but Auntie, they're not enough. They're not enough for your body. With the oxidative stress that's in your body, they just don't do it. Okay. What about the quality packaging of it and everything? You don't know what they've been through, you know.
Okay, so you're challenging her this way. So what I want you to do is we got to connect with what they know. So what if you said this? How many people, you know what? So this is what you do. You take yourself with them. I know. I used to do all of that too. I used to think it was enough until somebody shared the difference of activation and supplementation. And don't you remember, tell her this, and don't you remember that they used to talk about most of the vitamins that we're taking end up in the toilet? Like, we don't even, right? Who doesn't know that? We flush them through our body and we don't get but maybe 4% of the benefit.
Exactly.
Most people know that. So you can say, you know what? I used to think, I was there. I know what you're talking about because I used to think that was enough too. Matter of fact, the person that shared this with me, I almost said the same thing you just said.
Mm-hmm.
It showed me the difference between supplementation and activation.
Mm-hmm.
And it's far more powerful to activate our body to do what it was designed to do. And you know what? It's just as easy. So just take a look. And this, okay, listen to this, you guys. For those people that are giving you a hard time and people that say, I don't want to push, this is how you push. To call yourself out. Hey, listen, I just want you to know that I'm going to push you on this. It is that important. So just let's set up the appointment for Tuesday, get this done because I'm going to bug you until you get the information, until you get the details. And then you can have fun with it. You text them and say, remember I told you I'm going to bug you? Let's do this. Now I can push them. I called myself out. I told them I'm going to do it. I promise after you hear this, it will make sense to you. Right?
I agree, but she was just so adamant. So once you become adamant, I leave it alone because I don't want to sound pushy after that. I don't want to, you know, kind of get on their nerves or anything. Because that's not my point. My point is I want you to have a healthier and a better quality of life. That's my point. And if you don't see it that way,
see, we're talking from a space of knowing. We're on this side of the fence. We understand and know all of that.
Right?
He's not. So we have to get them to connect with what they know. So this is what I used to do. I used to tell people, they don't know what oxidative stress is, girl, right? But this is what they know. Most people know this statement. Inflammation is at the root cause of all diseases, right? Doesn't everybody know that statement? So when you tell them, we all know that inflammation is at the root cause of all diseases, right? And they know that. Yeah, no kidding. They all know that. Well, they just found out that it actually isn't inflammation. It's oxidative stress. Oxidative stress causes the inflammation. The only reason why we didn't talk about it is because there wasn't a solution for it. You can't talk about a problem if there's not a solution. But now there is. I just brought them into my world. I made the connection for them. Now they know what oxidative stress causes inflammation.
I said all that. She was like, my vitamins do me well. So I said, okay, I'm sorry. Thank you for listening to me.
You know, she's not even thinking that. It is just literally a verbal response.
Right, right, exactly. So I was done with it.
Next time you can take yourself, you can say, I know, isn't that the truth? That's what I thought before. That's what most of us think, because quite frankly, that's all we had available to us.
Right. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Laurie. Hey, that was fantastic. I mean, your passion and energy and you gave us so much value. Really appreciate it so much. I know I took a lot of notes. I think everybody took a lot of notes. And, you know, what really resonates the most with me, Laurie, is just your story and what we have, you know, the gift that we have, and why would we just hold it to ourselves? You know, why would we do that? You know, when you said, and Pam Gordon was your angel that shared this with you. And when I think about it, where would I be if, you know, somebody had not shared this with me? And if I don't share it with somebody else, they're going to miss the blessing. So
post this out to you guys for a second and think of this for a second, because when you go to bed tonight, you're going to think about this. It flat out is a miracle that any one of us here has heard about this. We know very soon it's not going to be a big deal that we know about it, because everybody's going to know about it, right? So it's not going to be a big deal that you and I know about it. But how, if there's only, 50,000 distributors in the United States? How did we get to hear about it now? How did it find us? Only 50,000 distributors. It is a sheer miracle. We were given this gift to do something with it, and we have an opportunity that they're going to reward us ahead of time, right? That 80% of the growth of the company that we get to participate in once everybody knows about it. There's a big difference. We know that we've got leaders making it before momentum. You can reach the elite status and and be successful at this business. And they will be able to do that after, but they will never have the opportunity that we have today. That should just get your butterflies in your stomach, right? Yes. It was a miracle that you heard about this. It isn't random.
absolutely. So true. And we have so much to be thankful for, and we need to share it with everyone. I love the way you share it with everyone. And, you know, you're not selective, because everyone deserves the opportunity to know about this. So I want to thank you so much, Laurie, for taking all this time with us and just all the value you gave us, all the golden nuggets. It's been awesome. And I know I see everybody saying thank you so much. We really appreciate you. You've been an angel to us tonight, Laurie. So thank you so much.
I appreciate it. I'm so glad that you reached out. I really do. If I can help in us sharing our mission and our gift and our story, that is my goal. And like I said, do a shout out for me if you got anything out of it. And then I'm going to send this jewel over, and I'll send it over now after we're done. And then Julie can send that out or post it in the group, and you guys just get it and look at it ASAP. If you want to change your links that you use, your replay links, by all means, you might find a couple in there that you like. And then just get going. How many people did I invite today? That's it.
Awesome. Love that. Love that so much. And can you also send the link to that 6-minute?
Yeah, I think it was on here.
Okay, great.
I think I put it on the new one because it's just so good. If anybody is a techie person and they know how to go and get it off of Venmo, I would like to get that 6-minute recording off of Venmo. And I would so love for somebody to get that to me.
Okay, that's great. Well, there might be somebody on here that can help with that. That'd be awesome.
Okay.
Well, I just want to thank everyone for being on here tonight. This was fantastic. And thanks for taking so much time out of your day. So the one thing that I want to remind everybody of is, if you have not registered for a convention, you need to register, because it's going to be incredible. It's going to be virtual October 23rd and 24th. And it's super exciting because LifeVantage is giving us a free gift box for registering that's valued at over $300. So I'm excited to see what's in that box, but I'm super excited to see, you know, I know we're going to get so much value and it's going to help our businesses grow, and we're going to be able to.
It's not going to be like a Zoom meeting, you guys. I don't know if y'all remember, oh gosh, I'm going to forget his name. Darren did an interview with him, Pete Vargas. I don't know if you remember the interview that he did with him, but I did a class with him. It was actually like a 21-day class. That was a virtual class. It was right after we went into lockdown. And so that is how our convention is going to be. It wasn't a Zoom. It literally was, they were in this big, huge room and the wall was filled with everybody on live. They brought people on and speaking. We actually did go into breakout sessions where we were doing we're doing right here. We're breaking out and we're talking and having breakout sessions together. And then you go back into the big room. It was 21 days and it wasn't you were doing something else. I was tied to it. I was engulfed and engaged. You didn't miss a thing. So it's going to be big. It's not going to be like a regular Zoom. So definitely make sure, you know, I would say in your own community, set up your own little party, your little global party where y'all watch it together.
Awesome. Yeah, that sounds fantastic. All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone. We will see you next week, and blessings to all of you. We love you. We love you, Laurie. That was fantastic. Thank you so much. All right.
Good night, y'all.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, Julie. Good night, Laurie.
Good night.